Why haven't I been able to do anything more than what I've done so far with my life? Are there choices that I've made to put myself here? Yeah. So I'm not going to try to say it's all everyone else's fault. That said, people need to start looking at how society is making it impossible for many people. I have lived a majority of my life either in lockup of some sort. Half of the lockup time of my life has either been, 50-50 split just about. Psych wards, and the other half is jail and prison time. And all because no one wanted to slow the pluck down and pay attention to what their actions were actually doing to me. Making me very, very confused, making it so that there was no chance for me to be able to try to make a good life, much less figure out that I'm kind of messed up to begin with. I mean, I wish, people don't believe that I've never, ever had the opportunity to try to do some of the things that I've been talking about. But I've never had that opportunity. Ever. I've never been allowed the opportunity. Every time I start to learn about the things that I need to learn about, society itself wants to go and yank the rug out from underneath me because they think I'm a problem without really paying attention or looking at me. I'm peace loving. I'm not going to go hunting people. I'm not going to go attacking. I'm not going to go doing a lot of these things that people seem to assume that people like me do, whatever their thought of what I am is. Most of the time, I have no freaking clue, and it just. So, what do I need? I need someplace where I have permission so that I have this funny little piece of paper that keeps the police from tearing shit apart without any questions, without any understanding, just looking at it and going, it looks like junk. Well, yeah, if you go up to a house and the only thing it's got is the stick frame structure and some of the foundation poured into the ground, it's going to look like a piece of junk if you don't know anything about construction. Well, how are you going to keep the rain off? We're working on it. Oh, that's just stupid. Growstruction, it's a real thing. I have been attempting to get something going my entire life. Now it's society's turn. This isn't my idea. This is just one I'm trying to point out. I have been for 40 years or more. The first time I remember talking about this was when I was 4 years old with my dad. And he did what everybody else in society has done so far with me. Hey, if you replace that stick frame structure with living trees and make the foundation something that those roots and those trees can actually flourish in, your structure will be 10 times as sound and 10 times as adaptive. which means all those functions that you have to use a shit ton of money, an electrician for the electricity, a plumber for the plumbing, a HVAC specialist for ventilation and heating and air conditioning. What the hell? We have overcomplicated it. No wonder everything is so expensive. Don't you guys get it? You can use trees for every single utility that we pay for today. You're talking about free energy. Sort of. It takes effort instead of cash. Go figure. An economy, a real one, a natural one that works. But money is fake. Why do you think everything costs 10 times as much as it did 20 years ago? And if you look at it, it's a lot more than 10 times as much if you go back 40 years. 15 cents for a loaf of bread? What are we doing wrong? Two things come to mind that have changed to start making it so that we see such an implosion of what we call an economy. Government did a good job of attempting to make it so that there wasn't mass chaos in one of the most vile ways possible, I would say, by creating 9/11. All of your financial records disappeared. What? Nobody's questioning that? Oh no, nobody's going to question that. It's a terrorist attack. Every single one of those terrorists that flew the plane was alive the next day. Oh! Come on, people. The official story is a lie. If you ain't figured that out by now, you're stupid as You support this country, you support a lie. Period. No ifs, no ands, no buts. You support this country, you support terrorism. You support child abduction. All under the name of law. You are supporting and voting for criminal activity using the dollar bill, which has been manipulated and forced upon you as the only thing to do. Everything else is being slowly and determinedly made illegal. You can't collect rainwater. You can't grow usable plants in your own yard. The property value. Your property value is fake. The only reason why the property value has gone up is because you have these junk companies that are buying up properties all over the United States, most of which are from China. And then they just sit there and not even get used. They'll just get sold from one company to the next. The next company picks it up and they do some renovations. They make it look nice. And they're all empty. So, you've got dang near a third or more at this point of all marketable real estate that's really being looked at that is sitting vacant because somebody purchased it and legally owns it in name only. Never saw the property, never really do anything with it. They do just enough not to get in trouble, and it sits vacant. Your property value is inflated artificially. The fact that you people have not questioned enough to notice this is the very definition of what I keep telling people is your ignorance. You've been taught to ignore these things. Why? What's the point? There's nothing to look at it. I mean, even if you do find something, you're just going to get in trouble, right? Now are you starting to see how you've been controlled? It all comes together. Religion, corporations, and government. You want to talk about the 3-in-1 God? Father, Son, and Holy Ghost? That's what you're worshiping. God has no gender. Therefore, God, the source of creation, the existence of creation, is not a father. To say God is the Father is to notice one aspect of all God is. Is the Bible correct? When you take it for what it is, just like any other bit of political propaganda, it uses the truth to twist it around. Right now, the people who believe the Bible to be the Word of God are in fact following Pharisaical teachings that have been watered down and passed down through the generations. Every bit of the Bible has been plagiarized from other people's works. And when I say every bit of the Bible, I am including the Old Testament, which goes through Jewish hands. Do they have knowledge? Absolutely. And they have a lot of wisdom. Respect to you, please don't think that I'm knocking the Jews. We've all done things wrong. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. No disrespect either way. See, it doesn't matter what I do, because people already have their minds made up before you say anything about anything. You're going to use trees to make a home. What are you going to do when it rains? Okay, you're going to utilize trees and you're going to construct what's missing. Why is this so hard to comprehend? You use a stick frame structure for the structure, and then you plaster walls and floors and all that other crap on it. What I'm asking people to do is start trying to comprehend what a structure would be like utilizing living things. Use the structure to put stuff on it to make something that is kind of like a building, a growstruction. Why? Because you're taking into consideration how that thing is growing as you construct. You're learning how the plant grows to figure out how to utilize it to your best advantage. If you want a roof now, build it. And then proceed to cultivate the trees around and over it. If you design the structure right, you can actually have a very good roof that keeps you dry and allows for ventilation, which your asphalt roofs won't do. Can we get ingenuitive instead of just being blatantly ignorant and then claiming it as intelligence? I'm asking people to use their imagination in an intelligent fashion, and nobody even seems to know what a frickin' imagination is. Why am I pushing this job on you? Because I've been stuck in this hell where I can't do anything with any property around me, regardless of whether it's vacant, unused, and starting to become a hazard. I clean it up and I do the effort and I get called a problem. Society has a lot to answer for, and it is not good. When you take a very close look at what you call society, you are an anti-society. Why? Because you have been taught to exclude. And the more you exclude, the better off you are. Which is why Trump is where he is at, because he's sold so many people up shit creek without a paddle. And we're putting this man up on a pedestal and saying, God bless. Okay, yeah, sure. God bless the devil. Let's go. Come on. Say it with me now. Let's sing it. Does anybody get the idiocy of what you're believing? All the facts are right in front of you. Plain as day. You can choose to ignore them, or you can open your eyes. Plain and simple. Why am I so aggravated at the entire world around me, and why do I seem to be pointing my fingers at you? Because whether you realized it or not, you are part of the problem. And the instant I can get you to recognize that, we have the chance of solving the problem. What's the problem? Your ignorance. Why do I know this? Because it's mine too. We've all been taught the same fucking things. Quit taking it personal. Quit thinking I'm trying to put myself on a pedestal. I'm not. I'm trash. I spent 15 freaking years on the street. No clue on how to get myself off of it, and everybody going, oh, it's easy. Go get a job. Every time I get a job, I get screwed. So, thanks for all the wonderful advice, society. You fucked me and didn't even know it. I'm sorry you did. Believe me, I wish I could have convinced you that what you were doing wasn't the right thing to do. But nobody wants to listen to a crazy person. And everybody who knows the truth is crazy. At least by your definition, society. If you want to claim yourself as part of society, you can take insult to that all you want. I myself, I'm not claiming this anti-society is part of, no, not my society. You got me bent. I'd rather be with the homeless blokes. They at least have a bit of truth that they understand. Why do you think they're all going crazy? They sit there and watch these people drive along in their cars complaining about the world around them, and they're like, you just realize that every little thing you're doing, driving the car, going to the gas station, going to work, buying products, posting it online. Oh, look at what I got from Prada. Oh, I got this from Walmart. Product advertisement for free. You dupes! Feeding the very things that are causing all sorts of mayhem, wiping out our world right out from under our noses. Oh, well, I just wanted to get a candy bar. I bought a Snickers. Is there anything wrong with that? On the surface, no. But have you taken the responsibility to follow that product that you bought from the shelf back from its origin? Do you know how many inhumane things are required to be able to get that product on the shelf at that price on your corner? No, because you've been taught that it's not your responsibility. You don't have any responsibility for where it came from. Technically, you're right. What you do have a responsibility for is learning, figuring it out. Pay attention. That's a pretty big order to fill. Now, I've tried to pay attention to everything in my life. At one point, I had a photographic memory. My dad actually used a form of psychological warfare to destroy my memory. That's where it started. Now, I'm certain that if you put me into a hypnotic state, I can recall details of just about any memory you want to guide me to that I would never be able to call up consciously. But because my entire life, nobody wanted to listen to the crazy things that could make your life better, no, you wanted to create situations that you knew I would have problems with so that I would get in trouble. Did I get in trouble? Absolutely. And I turned myself in. Some little fact that most paperwork will never, ever even hint at. So what's left? If you go and make it so that you have a single label out there, let's just say fag. How many people got instantly angry when I said that? How many got instantly depressed? Do you see what kind of power that one word has? Do you even know the origin of the word? Bundle of sticks. Turned into a derogatory term over something that actually should be considered beautiful. It's not natural. Every freaking species on the planet has shown at times of overpopulation, instances of homosexuality. It is completely natural, you twit. Quit using your self-proclaimed truths to manufacture. You have no clue what damage you've done. Thou shalt not judge, or you will be judged. Every person bashing every other person for any reason, is not acting in the best interests of God, which is all things, which means you should be attempting to understand what you do not. Sex is natural. Start teaching it properly, cleanly. Otherwise, you create the very deprived people that you are attempting to protect yourself from. How do I know this? Because I got sent to all the damn hellholes that created them. I watched the fucking process happen, and I fought tooth and nail so that I didn't lose myself in that very process. All because society wanted to remain ignorant. Ignorant of what? Ignorant that I'm a criminal? No, I'll tell you flat out. I'm a criminal. I try to be honest. I'm telling you now, it's impossible. You cannot be honest. When you are, you get punished. Nobody wants to look. Nobody wants to help. They want to cast judgment and claim that they know the truth of what you are. I wish I could just come out and flat tell truth. But you have made it impossible. Somehow. Am I blaming you for my situation? No. I'm pointing out that you do actually have some amount of culpability, and that caused this situation. Am I saying, well, I hate you for it? No. I'm saying I understand the freaking situation. But when you're going through the situation, it doesn't make it any less than what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna get aggravated. I'm sorry. You broke my leg. Ow! It hurts. Quit complaining. Quit complaining. You ignorant fucks. There's a reason I'm complaining. And you're part of the leverage to make it happen. And I'm trying to lessen that leverage by telling you how, and by trying to get you to figure out how they're doing the same thing to you. This is as much a plea for help for myself as it is a pointing out of how you're in that position too, and just don't realize it. I'm not homeless. Well, no, you may not be homeless, but see, I wasn't always homeless. Oh, I didn't think of that. Well, you must be lazy. You didn't do anything with yourself. Okay. Well, let's see here. I have done quite a few things with my life that I really never speak anything about because they really serve no function. One of the things that I'm most proud of is my time in my high school choir, Box Elder High, concert choir, Mrs. Bigler. Shout out. Love you, B. Miss those days. I don't sing very often anymore. Sorry, B. But you'll be proud to know I sang halfway through my time through prison. Thank you. You missed me. You know it. Yes, I'm a troubled individual. I'm broken. I'm broken because of society. I'm broken because of the government. And there's a lot more people than me that are broken. There's a lot more people that are struggling and stuck in the mud because society has kept them there without realizing it. Going to their 9 to 5s or their 40-plus hour work week jobs and getting paid a pittance for what was supposed to be a livelihood. Because once upon a time it was. And government made sure that it's not now. And the more we get used to inflation as being proper for economy, the more we're going to grind ourselves into the dirt. Rising Angel signing off.